everybody, welcome to the very first official episode of the Daily Diatribe. Daily Diatribe is where I talk about one topic each and every Monday through Friday. And today's topic is going to be about The Undertaker. Why wouldn't it be? It's a great first topic. WrestleMania 33 just happened. We saw what looks to be, even though not officially, the retirement of The Undertaker. He's been a huge figure in wrestling for almost 30 years, 20 plus years, almost my whole life. I know for me, The Undertaker has been this big, larger than life character that I've loved ever since I was a kid. I started watching wrestling in 1996, and he's always been a character that I was drawn to, especially during the Attitude Era, between 97 and 2000, where The Undertaker was just this dark force, a very controversial dark force. But I mean, me as a kid just becoming a teenager and going into my teenage years, I thought that was cool. Like the undead monster that suddenly became a cult leader and was basically taking his Undertaker symbol and crucifying Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like, I thought that was cool, man. I don't think my mom liked it much. I think she was pretty offended by the crucifixion stuff, but as a kid, I thought it was pretty cool. But The Undertaker is one of those guys that evolved a lot throughout the years and throughout his career. He started off as an emotionless, I don't want to say husk, so to speak, but he was very, very dry and to the point, but like you felt the character in there. He was controlled by the urn from Paul Bearer, and then slowly evolved, became more animated, more lifelike. The stuff where he walks on the ropes, all that sort of thing. Into what became the Attitude Era, which was him being basically a Satan cult leader with the Ministry of Darkness, which again, teenage Trevor thought that was pretty cool. But I was always a big fan of The Undertaker. I mean, I remember in high school, I loved the Undertaker symbol because it was the T for Taker. And, Trevor being my name, I was really drawn to that T, and I would literally draw it on my book bag and on various sheets and stuff when I was in school, that sort of thing. So I was definitely one of those kids, one of those big wrestling nerds that just couldn't not think about wrestling all the time, and The Undertaker was a big part of that. So it's crazy to see that The Undertaker might be done, that this might be the last we've seen of the characters like a force. Because like I said, The Undertaker evolved. Past the Ministry of Darkness, he had an injury, and then he came back as the American Badass. Basically the biker Undertaker. And from that, I mean, even in that role, he was just this guy that would just kick ass, wouldn't take shit from anybody, and it was awesome. But in this era too, you started to see what he could do in the ring even more, because he wasn't so rigid, at least in the flow of his wrestling, and you would see him have these really good matches with different guys and evolve, and he had some great matches with Kurt Angle. And then he would keep evolving and then go back to being undead, and he became the undead biker and mixing in MMA with his wrestling and stuff like that. And I mean, he would have great matches with Kurt Angle, and obviously everybody remembers The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25. And I mean, that's probably his and Shawn Michaels' magnum opus as far as wrestling goes. Those guys just knew how to tell a story, and that's what wrestling's about. It's not, people that don't watch wrestling don't always get it, but wrestling's not necessarily just about the athleticism and what's happening in the ring and the moves. Sometimes it's or at least what it should be, It's about the psychology. What does wrestling make you feel? I mean, when somebody is hurt and trying to like grab in that last little bit, you know, how does that make you feel? I mean, at that point, you want to get behind that person and cheer on them and let them keep going. I mean, that's kind of the thing. It's like these guys can use the actions in the ring to enhance the drama, to that you either believe in them or you hate them or you love them. And that's really where wrestling is awesome. It's a way of physical storytelling that's not done really anywhere else in entertainment, and that's what makes wrestling so unique. And the Undertaker was a huge part of that for so many years. He was a larger than life character. I mean, he would sit up as if he was rising from the dead. Like there were a few times where he rose from the dead. I mean, he was in buried alive matches where he was buried alive, and then they would have, you know, his hand pop out of the ground. And I mean, it sounds cheesy and dumb in the context of me just talking about it, but it was one of those things that grabbed you, and you just wanted to see more. And it's like, this is awesome. This is really cool. It's just like watching, you know, a TV show like The Walking Dead. You know, you get invested in these characters and you see them week after week. There's no down period, and the Undertaker was a huge part of that for many years. I mean, in recent years, he's only really had 1 or 2 matches a year at that, but he could still go pretty hard. He would put everything he had left in his body in those matches, and it's kind of a shame to see him go. But at the same time, I think it is time for him to go. So in that aspect, he definitely did the right thing. He lost to Roman Reigns. A lot of people don't like Roman Reigns. I think Roman Reigns is actually really good at what he does. But this isn't the podcast for Roman Reigns, and for everybody hate me, and I'm sure I'll get comments like, Roman Reigns is the worst. But this is the Undertaker. The Undertaker has touched so many people in just being this force, and I think that's what everybody loves about him. And I think everybody has a different probably era of the Undertaker that they love the most, and I mean, mine was definitely probably like Attitude Era, just because that was my childhood there. But from a match standpoint, it was after he came back and was having these matches with Shawn Michaels and guys like that for a long time. And it's sad to see the Undertaker go, but it's time, and eventually he had to. But the Undertaker always worked hard and always did what was best, I think, for everybody, for the company. He deserves your respect above all else. He was always loyal to WWE when a lot of other guys were taking big money offers. The Undertaker stayed tried and true, and he was able to evolve himself and change up his character, and had some creative freedom with that. And I think that's really cool, and something that not a lot of guys get, not a lot of wrestlers are able to do. And the Undertaker did that, and he had probably one of the best runs in professional wrestling history. If there's like a Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling, the Undertaker's on it without a doubt. Just overall, like, there's no doubt in my mind. And honestly, like I said, it's sad to see the Undertaker go. But with that, I just have to say thank you, Taker. It was quite the journey, and honestly, now with the WWE Network, you can all go watch his best moments, and let me tell you, it's really cool to watch, really fun to watch. So I've talked a bit about the Taker here today. So what I would like for you guys to do is, on this video, if you could comment and tell me what are your favorite memories of the Undertaker. What do you like most about the Undertaker? Matches, just what kind of angles he had when he was in the what kind of stories he told, that sort of thing. So yeah, comment and let me know, because I'd like to see what you guys thought about the Undertaker, thought about his run, and that'd be cool. Let's start a discussion here. Let's all, as wrestling fans, and even if you're not, even if you were just a wrestling fan for a little bit and have a memory of the Undertaker, share it, man. That's what's great about a platform like this, is we can try to have some discussions. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. This was a little bit about what I liked about the Undertaker, and what the Undertaker meant in my life personally. So thank you guys for watching. Again, follow on YouTube, Facebook, like all these other things that, I'll have little sweet graphics and stuff. I'm doing it. And thanks guys. I'll see you tomorrow.